Hey guys, Friday, June 13 of 2025. It's that time. I guess maybe I'm late. I normally cover it at the beginning of the month. So this is our June analysis in regards to uranium spot, uranium futures, and some of the equities that I watch. So I want to put out as a disclaimer, I am bullish the uranium sector. I own one stock that I purchased some stocks in, one instrument. I don't want to get too much exposure, but I do have uranium bullish exposure in the sector. So know that I am bullish. However, since I am still bullish, I am expecting a correction coming in. I'm going to show you what I'm expecting in the next couple of days or even weeks. First off, we need to see where uranium futures is. Into this sector, I recommend all my followers and subscribers the three instruments you need to watch carefully if you want to get exposure to the uranium sector. One is the uranium spot price. Second, the uranium futures, which is this, UX1, UX2. Thirdly, Cameco, ticker symbol CCJ. And lastly, Kazatomprom, ticker symbol KAP. You could probably throw their URA. I don't see any value on that. But the four horsemen, I call them, those are the important ones. You want to have them on your radar. Those are kind of like indicators for me of what's going on with the uranium sector. So without any further delay, let's look at the uranium UX1 futures. We topped out at 71.80 from a low around here, around 63. That's our Fukushima low. Found support. We got a trend line now that's established. And after 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks going sideways, we popped. And according to Gann theory, that number was very special and very special with uranium sector, but I'm not going to go into that. We popped up. Now we hit 71.80, came down, failed. Now we're coming in. Key levels you want to watch in the UX1 is 68.40. Next one is 67.35. That's a 38.2 Fibonacci. And then 65 in conjunction with this trend line. This is the sweet spot. If we ever get down here, this is your last opportunity. If you think that uranium is going to go higher, this is the gift from the gods in heaven. So if you haven't gotten in, Gann says, wait for a pop and the correction, a low risk entry, a high probability trade. That's when you will get in. So, I mean, I got in before this move started, so I'm happy. I don't have to worry about it. So that's why I'm letting you know that this is my disclaimer. I am in, and I'm expecting that it's going to pull back. And once it finds that support, it's going to turn and go higher. With that being said, now we could probably get a better understanding of why we're stalling here. So we hit uranium spot, closed at 71.55 for May. That's the close. And if you look at the Andrews pitchfork, you can see if we get closer here that we are kissing, or we had bunted right there at the Andrews pitchfork, right there at that angle from our low. So key levels regards to geometry, and I got a little bit of geometry here, but we stalled right here, pulling back. But my speculation and my bet is that it's going to regain, kiss this angle, and push right through. So that's the first resistance that we're having there that you should be aware of. The second technique I use, I call it the Gann square or the Gann grid. This is your halfway point. Your halfway point is around 71.80, and that's where we kissed and stalled, and kind of pulling back. Maybe we'll find support at this angle. You know, we'll see. But right here, you got to be careful. And then it's going to be entering a triangular wedge, and somewhere around 2026, this Gann grid ends. But so far, we're stalling right here, so you need to be aware of that, and that's why we're having this correction, a minor pullback. Anything else I want to show here? I think we should go now to the Bradley model. So let's look at the Bradley model real quick before we go into the geometry side. So the Bradley model was pointing down from here. We got this pop, was in sync with the Bradley model. The Bradley model peaked somewhere around, May, March, actually, March 16, 2024. We did that high somewhere around February. And from there, we have been pulling back 60 days, 400 and something change days. And then from here, you see the Bradley model was already telling us there might be a pause or correction. And it was in conjunction with the Fukushima high on the floor. And now we're popped. So the Bradley model is forecasting that we're probably going to slightly grind higher, but somewhere around October of this month, of this year, we're going to kind of grind sideways to lower until April of 2026. From there, then is a gradual move higher all the way to May of 2027. So it's kind of be a little choppy, but not choppy in the sense that we're going to be in a range between 61 and 68. I'm sure we're going to go higher, maybe a halfway point between these 2 points here, and then it's going to kind of oscillate. It's going to go back, and then somewhere around this time frame of April of 2026, we're going to get this amazing move higher. That's what the Bradley model is forecasting. Not that, it's a crystal ball and it's going to happen. But so far, if you look at the past, it's been pretty good. So this is all speculation. Don't bet the house, but just something for you to be aware of if you trade uranium sector. This is a spectrum cycle analysis. Spectrum cycle analysis, I ran 3 waves there. And it picked a peak here. It was forecasting correction, and so far it went down, and it passed the blue and the green. And there's one that's even deeper that goes in here, but I think if it does play out, then I'll be surprised. But I think it's probably going to trend higher. So there was 3 cycles. 2 are bullish now. 1 is still bearish, and I did a composite of those 3 and made it 1, and this is the forecast. It came up, came down. It started getting bullish around February of 2025. The bulls came, I guess a month later. And now it peaks all the way to like November. You could say October, November of this year, and then it kind of pulls back. So I'm expecting equities and stocks, once we get this correction, to pull higher. Somewhere up between October and November, kind of stall. So I kind of see maybe like a rally, then kind of sideways to lower, and rally again into 2027, February, around there in that change, that ballpark. So that's it for this chart. Let's go to the geometry chart, one of my favorite charts to look at uranium spot. And then we'll go to uranium futures, and then we end up with some equities, and then we'll end this video and we'll take it from there. Okay, so we're going to start off with our Gann fan, and this is from the high. You can see that we hit right here the 1x2 and stalled. Actually, you know what? This is where the high really was, 106 and 30 cents. So it went through the 1x2 and blew right through there, but then came right back down. We look at from our low, this is the 1x1, which it failed, 45 degree. Looking at our ellipse, you can see that we pierced our head out and then retreated back. So it's going to have to do another attempt. And in order for us to get some bullish momo, we cannot repeat what we just created in 2024. It has to go through it and push higher. And that's going to give you more conviction that uranium spot wants to push higher. But see, we fail. And this is going to be the testing area for the uranium spot to show what it really wants to do. Here's your midpoint. I already showed you this chart, which is at 71 and change midpoint resistance level. This is more this is from this high to this low. And you can see that we're kind of in this box. Nothing really to be worried here. In regards to Fibonacci, your midpoint right there, 71.66. We found support at the 38.2% Fibonacci level here. Advanced support and resistance level. There's going to be some support at 57.74 if we get there. Let's see. Fibonacci ellipse. Nothing there for now. And there's another advanced support, which is 73.22. So this is going to be a level that I'm going to be watching in conjunction with the midpoint, the Andrews pitchfork that I showed you earlier, and this advance. And I know, you're like, well, you're not really getting it from the high. I know, but this is the close. So I have to go with the closes of the monthly closes of the uranium spot prices. And some of you be like, oh, well, whatever you're going to think, you think maybe uranium technical analysis doesn't apply to spot price, but for it to be known, my best trading has been using technical analysis on spot price, and it's a dinosaur of an instrument in the way they trade it, and I have been very successful with that, coming out at the right time, coming in at the right time. So kudos to me. And those are the naysayers that say, like, yeah, technical analysis won't work on uranium spot. It's illiquid. There's no traders. I use it because there's nothing else we got. There's nothing else you're going to gauge your sentiment on what's going on. This is the final. If prices are going high, everybody's going to, equities are all going to go higher. Prices are going lower. Believe it or not, this here got everybody bearish and everybody was feeling the pain. When it goes up like that, so yeah, you do need spot price, you do need futures, and you need two of the best in the instrument, Cameco and Kazatomprom. And that's it, in my eyes. I think that's it for here. Let's go into the equities and see the futures, and then go to the equities, and then we'll end this video. So here it is, UX1 futures. I highly recommend you watch. I'm expecting a pullback, 68.40. 67.35 in the next couple of weeks, and then even 65.10, but that's extreme, but you never know. And then hopefully, if it gets down there, hopefully this trend line in this area holds to go higher. Let's look at NXE. So far, it has penetrated the bear camp, and it's chucking along. If it pulls back, $5.90 and $5, two areas, and obviously the supply zone, which is 564 for a pullback, if it gets it. $5.90, $5, 451. You could probably put a trend line and see if it pulls back, if that holds. But that's UEC. Didn't get to hit the supply zone. It's already pulling back, finding kind of support at this trend line, which is 61.10. If this doesn't hold, you got 584 and then $5. So this is an area, as if it does pull back, to get in my opinion. Even the 50%, which is 476, this area right here. URG hit $1. I mean, these are penny stocks. 09, 07. I don't even know why I have URG, but I guess your energy. Just have it because I guess people like it and ask me about my thoughts on it. NLR is an ETF. If you want to get an ETF, look at the way this baby skyrocket to 107, blew through the supply zone. If it's going to get a correction, I see this as a potential support. 97.80. If we get that correction, if you like ETFs, this is an area to start accumulating or get your ears wet. URA, very popular. Look about URA. Let's go to the weekly because I'm looking at the daily. Look at the weekly. It hit the midpoint of the channel. That's auto. Let's open this up. Right here. Look at that. Just the midpoint of the channel. I had this channel going all the way over here, and over here it violated it. But now it went up and then stalled right here. We go pushing higher, you're obviously going to kiss this channel that goes all the way up there. But you have penetrated the bear camp, supply zone, and if it pulls back, watch out for 33.91 and also 31.48 area of support. because you got this, you got these wicks over here, and there's a lot of support in this area, especially with that. Chemical, this is the one that you should have on your radar as a leading indicator, or not a leading indicator, just sentiment. See how the uranium sector is going. And so far, I'm in the weekly. Weekly looks good. Is above the supply zone, and it hit a high of 66.73, and I was kind of pulling back. So if it does pull back, the top of this supply zone is going to be interesting. 55.81. Could pull back, find support. Bulls show up, and then they push it even higher. URNM is a baby ETF from the Sprott Boys, uranium miners. Baby, so not really, you really don't have anything to go by, but the supply zone was 51 to 47, and we stalled there. The high is 60, and failed, but found support here. And now if we're going to push up, this is the area you want to keep on your radar. If it could get through there, then obviously 70, 72 could be your target. But I'm expecting a pullback, 35.10, even to 27 if the pullback's extreme to get exposure. SRUUF, Sprott Physical, another Sprott trust. You can see that we've hit another baby stock. It was born around July of 2021, so it's a baby stock. All these things are coming alive, anticipating that the uranium sector is going to explode in the future, especially with all the demand and the energy and the AI and the NVIDIAs and all the cards and the databases and all those computers that they have and all the, Meta, all that stuff. They're going to need energy. So if you're betting on that, and just energy is just for the world and period, China and the nuclear plants they're building over there, and Microsoft trying to get plants and whatnot, nuclear. So all that, if you're anticipating all that, then this was a gift from the gods. This correction now to push another leg higher. So keep an eye on 1630, especially these pivot lows. If it pulls back, $12. UROY, this is an interesting stock. So this is more on the uranium Royal Corp. This is like a royalty company. So you want to keep an eye on this one too. Am I in the monthly? Wow, the one that looks weird. I'm on the daily. Yeah, it's on the daily. 250, 210, and 180. Any of these would be entry areas, especially the 180 would be perfect. You can see there's the 172 is the 786 Fibonacci. Let's see, do I have anything? Yeah, so sorry, 16 and 1480 on SRUUF. URNM, I think I covered that, 39 and 34, but we pull back and then you can put a trend line. I mean, it's probably going to break the trend line, so keep an eye on this level right here. DNN, a lot of traders like trading this. It's already pulled back 160. There's a trend line here, and there's a low 140, I guess. This is the area when we get this pullback to accumulate and see it go higher. Rio hasn't been doing that great. It's interesting. I had it here because it had some exposure to uranium, but Rio Tinto, but so far hasn't been really good. The uranium is going higher, and this thing is selling off, so something's not right here. And obviously, the futures. So like I said, keep an eye on it. Futures is the one's going to let you know what's happening. Not maybe in real time like crude and natural gas, but you'll watch it. You'll see. You can put an alert here. You can put an alert here, and just kind of wait for it to base. And then once you start seeing a trend higher, that's when you could accumulate, or you could start, nibbling in, not going crazy, just getting a few here and there. And then once you start seeing going up, start, accumulating. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium spot price.